Hello, welcome to Sunday Funday. Today I welcome Justin Brown.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Justin will be my co-host for the Cockhold
Cockhold.
comedy
Cockhold.
show.
Yeah, we're gonna
The
hold cocks together. That's our new show.
Cockhold.
If you
The
win the raffle, you can come up on stage and I get to hold you.
no, no, no. Justin, now I gotta go have my editor edit all that now in the beginning because YouTube, we have to behave the first 10 minutes.
Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry.
Yes, we have to behave a little bit so I can get monetized. I am monetized on YouTube, so
I have to throw some boots in
I'll give you the heads up when you could be dirty again.
there.
But we are co-hosting a show at Bond 45 Stand Up New York. It'd be the first time I'm producing, first time we're co-hosting. We're hoping to do this
Times
monthly.
Square, New York City. It's gonna be
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. Justin, now I don't know anything too much about you. I
Yes.
just know you might be, and then you told me, okay, where exactly were you born?
Well, I'm a black woman from Baltimore. No, I'm from Baltimore, originally, Maryland.
Uh-huh.
But then I moved up to Rochester when I was like
How old
5,
were you when you moved up to Rochester?
like 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I went to school up there, but then also bounced around. I went to like 6 different schools growing
Were
up.
you a military brat?
No, just a child of divorce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a regular brat. Yeah, I grew up with just my mom and my sister, so I was just like the biggest wussy you ever met. Like deep down inside, I am a scared little girl.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I'm such a. Oh, I'm sorry. Pussycat.
Behave. Yes, a little pussy cat. Yeah. But you're 6'7". So were you a tall kid?
No, I like shot up when I was like 16. It was actually kind of wild. I was like a big,
Really?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, big gangly weirdo, like super awkward and
It
no
just
girls
happened
talked to me.
overnight?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was weird. I remember I shot up like I think like 8 inches in a year, something crazy
What?
like that.
8 inches in a year?
Yeah, it was something wild.
Oh, like Barron Trump did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very
Because
much. Yeah, I'm
how
like
how
Barron
tall is
Trump
Barron?
if he did dad.
Yeah, let's see how his height, because I think he might be taller than you. Hold on.
Yeah,
Barron
I think
Trump.
I think he's like 6'9" or something.
Height. Let me he's 18 years old, right?
Yeah.
And he is, because I think he's like the tallest one, 6'9".
Yeah, so it's 2 inches taller than me.
Wow. That kid is
Hot.
wow. How tall? Let me how tall is your mom?
Like 5'8". My dad's like 6'4" though,
Six. Wow. Look, now I'm still on Barron Trump, how tall he is. That kid is big.
right?
But they're where's she from? Where is she? I don't know where she's from, that woman.
What woman? Barron
The
Trump.
woman that was married to Donald Trump, that she's still married. Like I mean, uh
Oh, where's it?
uh I don't even know what country she's. I think she's not Czechoslovakia.
Something like that. Something like Eastern European.
Yeah. Damn, I'm just like, that's tall. So you just shot up in 1 year. You didn't play basketball or anything useful?
No, I played basketball, but only for 1 year because I just like doing things and talking to girls. So I didn't really like running and going to practice.
Oh man, what a waste with height.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things where it's like, if I had a dad, I probably would have followed through with sports. I kind of, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's probably good though because I was really into basketball, and I would have like thought I would have been able to make the NBA, and then I would have wasted my whole life trying to make the NBA.
Oh yeah.
So it's probably good that I didn't.
Do you ever get short men that get jealous of you?
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so weird.
Really?
Like randomly, I'll have people that just like fucking hate me. Sorry, I man, I keep they hate me out of nowhere. And like I'll have like an attitude to someone, and then I'll like talk to their friend the next day. They're like, "Yeah, he's like really short and really insecure." And you were
Napoleon
like,
syndrome.
And like I'll just be like a silly, like just a goofy guy, and they get like mad at me, like I'm trying to like dominate them or something. It's very
Because of
weird.
your height. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like no
Yeah.
one ever like outward like, people just get like kind of bratty with me and like snippy. It's
Oh,
very weird. I make men turn into like sassy girls with
really? Well, no, I
yeah.
could see that. I've seen how guys could be bitches sometimes.
Yeah, I
Because
bring the bitch out of guys big time.
of your height. Yeah.
Yeah, they think I'm like trying to like flaunt something like I don't know how
What are
to
you
not be
flaunting
flaunt.
your height?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's very
like who's
weird.
gonna flaunt their height? But it's something. So you grew up in Rochester up there. How is it up there in North?
It's pretty cool. I like Rochester a lot. It's like it's a lot of good food. It's like it's kind of like Brooklyn almost. It's got like
It
that.
is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like there's a big art community. There's like a big like nightlife and like it's very like left leaning kind of.
Oh, it's liberal up there. I thought the
Oh yeah,
rest of New York was like Republican. I thought we were the only.
all the cities are pretty liberal, but like Rochester in particular is like super left.
Oh, okay. What about Albany? Is it close to Albany or I don't know where it's
It's
at?
like no, it's like 5 hours from Albany. It's like
Oh, it's far.
yeah, yeah, or four, something like that. But
Far is it from Canada?
a couple hours. It's like we were a big hub from Canada. Like people would like Rochester, I guess there's like a lot of like they like bring down from Canada and then they sell them in Rochester because it's like pretty close.
What type?
Like everything. Like we were like number one. We were like no we're kind of known for like and like
But
S
what drugs though? Like, like, oh, okay.
Oxycontin, stuff like that.
Mm, okay.
Molly.
Nothing really fun. Like,
Oh yeah, too for sure.
okay.
I thought you're just like I was
MDNA?
a Coke fan.
Well, no, like MDA, like it's just not a fun party.
I mean, tell that to the people that do.
No, they just pass out and have you seen the,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
No,
who, that's
sure.
just not a, not
All right.
trying to glorify, but
Yeah, no, I mean there are some that are pretty cool. I'll glorify while I'm here.
well, no, but I'm saying like, or MDMA, like,
They're more party folks for sure.
yeah, like that's a party, but like somebody to do and the pass out and the like they throw up and I just don't, that doesn't sound fun.
No, yeah, definitely not.
That just
I
sounds, and that's the worst. And don't you think it's one of the worst addictions?
yeah, I think well, I guess they say that like it's bad and like alcohol is bad because like the relapse
Yeah,
or like the
yeah,
or when if you stop doing it, like you just can die from like going with was it withdrawals? Yeah.
yeah, because they have to go to those clinics. I forgot what they're called. Yeah, pain
Condone.
pills are terrible. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, but they're probably the funniest addicted people. Like,
Really?
well, just because like they just kind of like fall asleep while they're standing up and stuff. Like they don't really do much. They're just kind of like zombies. They're weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a. It's just, I don't know. Doesn't look like attractive to do.
No,
That
definitely.
and chic is not attractive to do.
No, yeah, it was weirdly popular in the 90s, but
Yeah, because I think I don't know that because of the look and the deaf look or whatever.
I definitely look like I do for sure. It's funny that I'm like, yeah, when chic is stupid. I look like I'm on heroin right now.
No, you don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. So now you're in high school. You're tall. You didn't play
Can't get laid
basketball,
to save my
huh?
life. That can't get laid to save my life.
Oh, in high school.
Yeah, no girl
Okay.
wants me.
Oh, they didn't want you when you shot up and you got all lanky and all that other stuff.
Super like just awkward and weird.
It happens. You know what I mean? As teenagers grow and stuff like that, and boys, I think,
Yeah,
they
well,
go,
boys like teenage boys just have nothing to offer the world. I feel like
they send them away at 18
that's true. They're good
for
at killing.
military, which is
They're
scary
good.
now that from 18 to 26, they have to enlist for the draft.
It is funny that that's all we can really trust teenage boys to do.
Can you
Get
try, have
money.
you seen the 18-year-old, the 26-year-olds now? And they're gonna, if they have to go do a war, it's scary as shit.
Yeah, but they're all like good at like drones and stuff. They're all like video games.
Oh, that's true. That's true. They'll outsmart the other.
It is kind of crazy how we don't trust them to like, make a cheeseburger for us, but we'll let them go murder
That's sad.
random people in a different
That's
country.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, Rochester was pretty, even though it was kind of like it's kind of a wild town, it was very like just boring and normal growing up. I wasn't
Mm.
involved in anything too crazy.
Now that's where you started comedy?
Yep, yep. Started
And when
comedy.
was it?
Uh I think like 2000 and like 16 I started comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing it for like 8 years now.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
And what brought you to start in 2016? What came out? What made you decide to do comedy?
Well, it's funny. I always wanted to do it. Um, but like we used to have these like really corny quotes at my job. Like they have like a big flat screen TV that said would be like, "Be the woman that you wanted to be yesterday, today, or whatever." And there's a commercial. I was out in my car smoking weed on my lunch break, and there's a commercial for a comedy contest at the local comedy club, and I like literally just like because I was stoned and I like walked into my job and I saw this sign that said like something like take action now for something if you want it, something like that. So I just decided I'm like, oh, this is a sign. I'm gonna sign up for this contest. And I made it through the first couple rounds. So then I thought, okay, well maybe I'm kind of good at this. So I decided to keep going.
What was the prize? Was it money or?
Yeah, it's like money, and then you get to work at the club.
Oh, okay. So you did pretty good in 20 when you first started.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so then I didn't do stand
And
up
how
again.
old were you then? Because you're a young one when you started. How old were you?
So I was like, let's see, I'm 33 now. It's probably like 25,
25. Okay. Which is a good age.
maybe 24. I'm bad at math. Yeah, 25, something like that.
Uh-huh. Just a young boy going in there. And
Yeah.
I think that's a good age. Yeah. Yeah. And so you started working at this club. What was the club called?
It was called the Comedy Club at the time, but
The
now
comedy
it's
what?
called it was just called the Comedy Club at the
Oh,
time.
okay.
But now it's called Comedy at the Carlson. Shout out Mark Ippolito.
Uh-huh.
But
A-
yeah, no, they're a good club.
And that's where you were before you ever came to New York?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you stood primarily there.
Yeah, there and then like the Helium in Buffalo. Shout
Okay.
out
And how
John.
far is Rochester from Buffalo? Because I don't know all that northern New
Yeah.
York.
Well, if you take it by uh dog sled, it's only 4 hours by
Mhm.
moonlight. But no, it's about an hour drive in a car.
Oh, okay. So that wasn't, so you were able to live in like one city and just go back and forth.
Yeah, pretty much. And then
Okay.
like Syracuse had a club, but it was in a mall and it's kind of weird.
Ooh, in the
Yeah.
mall.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's like next
That's,
to like a TGI Fridays.
oh, that's, I
Yeah.
think that's why I can't live in any small city.
Why is
You know what
that?
I'm saying? Because if they're like I have a house in Tampa and I don't know, every time I go over there in Tampa, like it just makes me want to work 20 times harder in New York. Because
Because
it's
you're just
it'll
like you're
yeah,
bored. It's
it's
like I
just
just
so
want to work hard to not be in Tampa anymore.
yeah, it's just not like that's like I can go there and I can like I rent it out, but I can go there and I can live and I have no mortgage on the house
Yeah,
and live.
Tampa's like the like when your parents break up and your dad gets his first place by himself without your mom. That's like the Tampa of city. Tampa's like that of cities, where it's just
Well,
like
it people will like my cousin's always like, oh, it's so nice now. You should see this. They have that. Somebody they just sold a $13 million house. My cousin's always making a big deal about it.
yeah,
But it's just so to me, it seems boring because they do have a couple comedy places, but they're just it's like not New York City or it's not LA. So I
yeah,
have to be in a big city.
It's like your dad's apartment where it's like, yeah, there's like a Chuck E. Cheese and there's like a cool like playground, but like also the water doesn't work every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It just won't satisfy me.
yeah, exactly. You want to
Yeah.
be back with mom in New York
So
City.
when I hear about, um, when I hear you say the comedy club was in a mall, that's like, oh, makes me think of like
Yeah,
something
got
Tampa would
Tampa
have.
vibes for sure.
Yeah, yeah, like, oh, it's like in the
The comedy
mall.
club was in a fucking mechanics, like an auto shop.
Yeah, because I think about when do I ever go to a mall in New York? I'm like, never.
Yeah,
What do you like? I never go to it. They have mall. I've been in a mall in Queens. I remember it was a
yeah, that
doctor's.
one in Queens is pretty nice actually.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah, I
With the
went there like
Cheesecake Factory?
yeah, yeah,
Did you go
yeah.
to the Cheesecake?
No, I'm way too poor to go. She's
Oh man. No, that's where I saw they have the Cheesecake Factory there. Um, but I think I just went because a doctor was there and they said I had to wait for the blood test, and I was like, because by accident ate something and they wouldn't give it to me, so I had to go walk around. So I was like, let me walk around in this mall. And
right, right.
it was like that was yeah, who goes to the
We
mall
have
in
the
New York?
same like when you have that when that's basically the same attitude I have when I take mushrooms.
What?
Where I'm just like, I'm just gonna go walk around this mall or something.
Well, no, I had to take a blood test. Couldn't dare take mushrooms.
Yeah. Well, you
Couldn't.
could. Have you ever done
Yeah.
mushrooms?
I just have the mushroom coffee in the morning, so and afterwards it
Oh,
makes me
like
feel
what is that called?
lion's mane.
Oh yeah, the lion's mane one is
It
good.
makes I feel like I can do calculus in the morning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mushrooms
Yeah.
are great. As I mean, you could
Well,
probably get
I
something
just watched a show where a guy um killed this girl that was taking too many mushrooms.
like, wait, so the girl was taking too many mushrooms and the guy
Yeah,
was
it was
like
called
this girl's
something
annoying, I'm gonna kill her.
influencer. Yeah, it was, and because I kind of know, I know of the people. They were like, they weren't in, it wasn't, the guy was involved, like it was kind of, it was about influencers or whatever, and it's this guy who was his girlfriend broke up with him and he went kind of crazy, and then he, oh man, then he started doing mushrooms and he killed her by accident, and he said there was something going on, and it was, yeah,
Oh, he was on mushrooms and he killed her.
yes, and he killed her.
Oh, okay. He was doing some dark magic.
He would, yeah, yeah, but I take
He became a warlock.
I believe the coffee in the morning helps me
Yeah.
really
You
good.
helps you get rid of the bodies.
No, not helps me get rid of the bodies, but it just mentally I can do, like I have all my, I write down stuff that I need to do. Like tomorrow there's 3 things I need to do right away in the morning. And I'll drink that coffee and it's great.
A
Which is
serial
on my,
killer would be the best spokesperson for that coffee because they have the most stuff that they got to remember. You know what I mean? Like I gotta when you're killing multiple children a day, you need to be sharp and focused, which is why I use this brand coffee.
oh, that's why you think that a serial killer would drink,
A
like take
serial killer
mushroom.
would probably yeah, they probably takes alpha brain, all that
Oh,
stuff.
so they do, they're on top of everything.
Right? Yeah, that'd be a funny ad on their podcast.
Oh, so wow.
Like if I was a serial killer in jail, I would try to make like sponsored deals
Nick,
with
don't
them.
make this a clip. Whatever you do, I have to tell my editor not to make a clip. I don't want to get taken down with Meta. Like, do not make a clip of that. But yeah, no one, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But I'll send you what it's called later when I find it
Yeah, yeah.
again. But it was
Is it called
like
like Rise?
the show.
No, the mushroom
I don't know
coffee.
what no, right. The mushrooms drink that I have, hold on. It's called Think Coffee.
Oh, okay.
And currently I take the high caffeine one because of little Apple wakes me up so early. She's sleeping right next to me.
She's the cutest little puppy in the world.
Yeah, so it's Think
Does she also
for,
do mushrooms in the morning?
no, she does. God, for hell no. She 4 sigmatic high caffeine mushroom coffee because I wake up so early. Yeah, focus and immune support. And it
Yeah.
does. Oh, look at, speaking of which, look at the little Choi I got her.
What did she get her own or tequila bottle?
Yeah.
What
Isn't
is
that
it? Like
cute?
a stuffed animal? Like a stuffed chew toy kind of thing?
Yeah, it's the stuff is to you're like, she got her own. Yeah, she's got everything here. She's got a lot of
Bought
stuff.
her own tequila
She's
brand,
got a wardrobe too.
Apple Tequila.
It was not apple tequila. It's just a little Choi tequila stuffed animal I got her because it was big and chewy, so that way she could play with it. Yeah, so she's
Like
right
now that
beside.
she's getting off, she's trying to use mushrooms to get off the alcohol.
Well, no, the dog doesn't take mushrooms.
She's just an alcoholic.
She's no, it's not really alcohol. It's just the Choi thing.
I know. Just
Anyway, you're gonna have me thinking about mushrooms and people killing the killers. So they can remember everything where they hid the body. Yeah, because usually serial killers will leave one thing. People that
that's what,
get caught, it'll be one little thing that they fucked up.
right, and that's what the commercial is. They're like, "Are you sick and tired of forgetting to cut off the fingernails of your body
Oh man.
and use mushroom tea?"
Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, so you got into comedy. What brought you down to New York City?
Just like I don't know, I kind of was like featuring at the club I was at and was doing like I kind of just topped out in my city. I'd done like everything you could do,
Hmm.
and like I wasn't there was no where higher I could
Advancement.
get. Yeah. So it
Yeah.
was just kind of like, all right, well, as soon as I have the money, I got to get down here so that way I can try to actually make a career out of it.
Uh-huh. Was it a hard journey?
Uh, no, it wasn't too bad. Um, like it was I did get a flat tire my first day in New York City. That was kind of wild.
Oh, and you
But
brought your car down, which is
yeah,
oh, but you're mostly in Queens, so you could deal with a car.
yeah, it's not too bad.
You don't want to be in the city. People don't understand that you can't be in the city with a
I
car.
still I still drive it around Manhattan all the time, so
Oh, hell.
it's better than the train, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I
I
think the
I
train's
like
a little
taking the
better.
bus.
Yeah, yeah, like using my car, like it's not like if I don't know, the train is good and everything, but the car is nice just for like time. Although it sucks because when I use my car, I don't get to smell the piss of random strangers, which is a bummer.
Ugh. No, but the bus is relaxing, especially in Queens.
It's nice to just not have to focus and just like go on your phone or whatever.
Well,
It's
yeah, that's why I like the bus, because if you go on the train, then you can't like work your phone. But I get a lot of work done on the bus.
plus I feel like I'm like a nature watcher for like homeless people and people on drugs. Like I feel like it's just so fascinating. Like I'm just like, what I'm talking about? Those like Planet Earth shows that are like the crackhead is doing his mating ritual as he pulls his pants down and pees in front of the woman on
Oh,
the train. Like
there's a
they're just
lot of them.
fascinating.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot lately everywhere you go now.
Yeah, and they're all like unique. That's the thing that's weird to me is like the bums where I come from, they're like all the same guy,
Oh,
basically.
really?
Yeah, but you see so many different flavors in New York City.
Oh, of homeless.
Yeah.
So many different flavors of homeless.
Yeah, it's like a Baskin Robbins of like meth
You never
addiction.
keep on seeing the same homeless again.
Yeah, exactly. You can have a different flavor every night.
You know what? You're kind of right about that. You do see different, yeah,
I saw
different.
a homeless Chinese guy the other day.
Where? Really?
Yeah, he was asleep on the train, and I had never seen that before.
What some people want to say unhoused.
Right. Yeah.
But some
Which is
people
like,
want to,
I don't think that that makes them feel any better. I don't think any
right.
homeless guy's like throwing up on his own dick, and then someone's like,
Uh,
he's unhoused, and he's like, thank you for seeing
so
me.
how do you know he was Asian and
His
homeless?
face, I guess.
He just could have been working hard or something.
Is this a white guy that was tired?
A white guy that looks, no, but was he sleeping or,
Yeah, he was sleeping. He was
but
like
was he like laying?
dirty and like wearing like clothes that were clearly like, 10 days old and like,
Oh, okay. So, okay,
yeah,
that makes sense. Maybe it was some sort of mental illness.
Yeah, I would wager.
Right, because I think it's something with there's corruption, I think. I know in LA, when I lived in LA, there's a lot of corruption with these agencies that help the homeless.
Yeah.
A lot of people that will be like saviors, but then they're filling their pockets before they're actually helping people, which is fucked up.
Yeah, no, for sure. It
Yeah.
is fucked up.
You just have to be like, if you, to me, I feel like that's the wrong kind of business to be in.
I have a lot
Like,
of sympathy for the homeless too, because I feel like comics are like we're like similarly mentally ill, but we just have a different type where
yeah.
like we're able to hold down a job.
Hmm.
We're addicted to laughs instead of like crack, but it's very similar.
Yeah. But I shared with you how corn stars are way more, every comedian, I want to even say like some are successful. I've interviewed corn stars that are way more like put together and organized and everything else than comics. Like
Yeah.
way more business, like,
Dude,
yeah.
are there a lot of homeless stars or no?
No, I don't know homeless corn. You gotta say corn for you
Oh,
too. Oh
corn
my
stars, yeah.
gosh. Corn.
Corn.
I don't
I
know
wanna
of any,
watch some I wanna watch
I've
some
heard of,
big black corn. Sorry.
um, like, what was I at about you hear about people that maybe something happened or they're kind of broke or whatever, you hear about it.
Right, but it's like
But
temporary.
overall, with the amount of people that I have interviewed that are comedians or, I mean, I should say this versus comedians, even the ones that are like established or whatever seem to be like way more. I'm trying to think of the most successful ones, like Gina Briones, she's successful. She's someone that has her stuff together, and same thing with Ida Rodriguez. She seems she's on track, she's on top of it. But though not those people, but a good majority I've seen that like the corn stars, the sex workers are way more like business
Right,
compared to, and more like they're thank you for having me on, and that they when I get an interview, they have the, and I'm not trying to pick on you today, but they have the ring light ready. They've got everything where, all together. I think I've only had one person that I've interviewed in their car, but honestly, they were going from this is how hard the person worked. They were leaving a shoot from LA, going to Vegas for another shoot. And they stopped and they had it all together. Where one time a comic, I refused to even interview him. He literally was in the car like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh, hell no.
right.
You know what I'm saying? That guy I interviewed because he had it all set up, but then I realized like that's how hard this kid is working, that he's shooting one spot and going to another spot,
Right,
and but he's still right on time.
right,
The other
right, right.
person in the car was a half hour late
Yeah.
and
The
ready, like trying to like talk to me some kind of way, and I'm like, bitch, you don't know who I am.
right. Yeah, comics are definitely like probably the least professional people until you
Right.
start making money and then you realize you can make money and then then you have to like
That's when I think that's when they start making money, or they've got an agent and all that. That's when the ones that I have interviewed that get to that status take it a notch and serious.
right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it
And
is
have their
about.
SAG card. I noticed that always, even with actors, like once they get their SAG card, you just see the whole like, and nothing against anybody that's non-union, but it's like, okay, I gotta take this shit serious.
Right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Cause and now it's a career. Now there's a chance
But I
now.
think like the difference between and like comedy is like
Corn, corn,
where it's corn, sorry.
corn.
I think the difference between corn and comedy is like that like it seems so abstract in your comic, like you don't know if you're ever gonna make it or like if anybody's ever gonna like you're ever gonna make money. But like I feel like if you're getting like, you know, F'd
Per
in your
scene.
A, you
Yeah.
have to take it serious like
No,
immediately.
they
Like,
do. And I think they get paid per scene, but they are working technically non-union.
Like, it would be crazy to be nonchalant about getting plowed in your you're just like, I'll just do this as a
They
part-time
take it
hobby."
well though. They take, but they're more like I've just noted, but you're right. They do get paid at least doing a scene. I personally don't like that a lot of them don't have the benefits like union actors do. And I think that's kind of like, it's sad, but I get it why that industry doesn't. But yeah, you're right. It could be the factor that they are making money and then they have to.
Well, then
And
just
then
also
some of the
the
people,
like the
yeah.
inherent like seriousness of like getting fucked is like going out and
Well,
telling a
it's
joke
not
is
just
like
about that. It is, this is the thing. The corn stars will do a scene, right?
right,
And then they get popularity and then they have a brand and then they get a following. Then they're monetizing their brand.
right.
So they're willing. So this is the thing. If comics had the same mental state, like I told you, like, hey, make a Facebook for the comedy show, right?
Right.
And you're like, I don't fuck with Facebook. I'm like, listen, I made a lot of money last year with Meta. Get on Facebook,
Yeah.
Um, but if I would, it take 2 seconds to tell if a corn star, and they'd be like, oh, what do you do? Okay, yeah.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. So it's not about they're just doing a scene, and
Well,
it,
I
it
think
might.
another thing too is like what makes you good at being a comic is kind of like not taking things seriously
Mhm.
and finding the like, you know,
Oh, that's true.
so like when you start to take things very seriously, you kind of lose the funny. So I
Um,
think that like a lot of comics, our brains are so like geared towards just being silly and finding the non-serious angle on
and then
something that like,
writing continuously.
and it just kind of bleeds into the rest of your life where you like probably should
Um,
take a little bit things
Also,
more
it
seriously
could
than
be
you
the
do.
artist. Like an artist naturally isn't when it comes to business.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. And that's why there's bookers, managers, agents, and all that to kind of get a hold of you guys and shake you guys. And is ADD kicking in right now that you're putting your head down?
No, I had a my fingernail, I like had a hangnail that I had to try to get off.
Ooh.
Um,
That could
yeah,
be it too. The artist, like, you're right about we're understanding the psychology here.
I think it's very like I feel like comedy is getting further away from art as time goes on though. And
You
more into
think
like,
so?
yeah, I think it's like it's getting more and more commercialized, but like, you know,
Oh.
uh like more hacky, I think, right now than it ever has been. But I think that eventually it's gonna come back around and be more kind of like artistic.
Mhm. Who did you admire when you were young? What comedians did you ever watch?
So, well, okay, when I was young, I grew up actually, it's pretty funny. I used to listen to Bill Cosby all the time. He
Mhm.
was like in my house, we had like Bill Cosby, Stephen Wright, and like Richard Pryor and like George Carlin were like being played a lot. But
Mm.
like Bill Cosby was big because he was like clean and my mom liked him.
Mm.
So like, yeah,
Does
like
she like
Bill,
him anymore?
biggest fan in the world.
Wow. He was clean though. That would be, I could see as a parent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, she really pushed that rapist on me as a child. But
She pushed a rapist.
another funny story, my dad, he was in what was that guy from Waco, Texas?
Oh, I
Um
know who you're talking about, the cult.
yeah, he went to a summer camp, a Christian summer camp that was run by David Koresh, that's who it was.
Wow.
Yeah, so my family is just like has total blind spots when it comes to like realizing
So
who's a
your
good role
dad, he
model.
went with David Koresh in that school?
Yeah, well, no, so like it was before that. David Koresh ran like Christian summer camps for like years, and like he was in part of one of the summer camps. And yeah, so my mom was like Bill Cosby, and my grandparents were like David Koresh. These are who should raise our kids.
Oh man. Wow. That's something else.
Yeah, no, so we're real dumb in my family.
Start taking that mushroom coffee to,
I know that's what they should have been doing.
yeah. Well, they didn't have it back then and all the science and everything else.
No,
But
oh
it
yeah,
caused, I don't think that was wrong of your mother because he was clean.
Yeah, he was clean. I mean, he was America's dad, you know?
Yeah, he fooled everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It would have been weird if my mom was just like, "There's just something about him I don't like," and I'd be like, "Well, what is that,
Well, you
mom?"
didn't have any real, other
It would
than the
just be
divorce,
great.
any real trauma. Because I'm like, not trying to knock the divorce was a trauma, like, but you had a good
Right.
mom and everything, right?
No, but I'm just saying, like I can't knock my mom for not
Yeah,
noticing
yeah, she
that
didn't
because,
know.
like, if she did say, like, "There's just
Now, if she
something
left you
about him I
alone
didn't
with,
like," it would have
yeah.
just sounded so racist. Like, "What do you mean there's just something about him?" Like, I just get this vibe, this energy, and then, like,
Yeah.
20 years later, she's like, "I told you."
And he used to, remember, criticize like other comics and other people for being dirty.
Yeah, which is hilarious to just be like, just be raping women and then just be like, you should really watch what you say to people.
Oh man. Yeah, he did that. That's messed up.
Yeah.
So that's who you grew up and so you like that stuff.
I love Bill Cosby. Kids say the darndest things. I love that show growing up. I thought it was so funny.
Oh, that's
Um,
sort of like you. Yeah. That's sort of your personality.
Very silly, yeah.
Yeah. So you enjoyed silly stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I still do. But now, like, guys who I really respect now would be like Louis C.K., Doug Stanhope, Dave Chappelle, like people that kind of like say something
Hmm.
meaningful, I think is like the highest form of the art. But
Yeah.
what makes me laugh the hardest is just silliness and absurdity,
Mm.
like just really stupid stuff.
Oh, really stupid stuff. I could see you high watching really stupid stuff.
Yeah, 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 basically.
Don't tell me you watch cartoons or something.
No, no, I'm not a big cartoon guy. I
Okay.
mean, like, that nowadays, like, it's all like adult cartoons. There's like a lot of comedy stuff, like South Park and like Adult Swim and stuff like
Oh no,
that.
when my daughter was young, I had a nanny from Cuba, and she didn't understand a word of English, and she let my daughter watch and she was real young and she started repeating stuff. I'm like, where is she getting this from?
Yeah, right.
And then I
I
had to tell the lady,
like, oh, maybe don't let her watch this.
I was like, yeah, because she picked up like word for my youngest is really, really smart, but
Right.
doesn't use her brain. Well,
It's
she's
okay.
smart, but she's just like she could have done so many other things.
Yeah,
And she kind of like yeah, like she likes to, she's an Aries, so she likes to find out shit the hard way.
right.
So she takes risk. Like you could say she's got the personality, like you could be like, hey, there's a shark. Oh, this happened with my mom. There was like a news of a shark in the water. You tell me that, I'm not going nowhere near that freaking
Oh
water,
my God,
right?
same. I'm terrified of
Right?
things.
Like I'll be I'm not going in. My mom said not even 10 minutes later when they lifted, she was right in the water. She's like, well, if it comes, it comes. I just leave. That's
Right,
how she is.
right. So
Yeah.
she's just insane.
Well, not really insane because she's had to learn some lessons young,
Right.
but a hard head. And I think the air, I should have held on for her to be a Taurus. Like,
Yeah, so it sounds like she should have been a gang member or something.
oh, well, she was raised in Southern California and she still isn't, she hasn't got over, but she looks like every other New York little Latina girl, but she she loves LA.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where she grew up with. So she was accustomed to that because that's
yeah.
what she grew up for 10 years. So
I
she's in
mean,
it.
yeah, it makes sense why she's very bold then.
Yeah, but and she had all um little like Mexican friends and all that because that's what's out there in LA.
Right,
Like
right.
she fit right in, but she looks more like mix. So here she like blended in well, but she didn't like it here.
Right.
It was different because of where what the West Coast is so different than the East Coast.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think everybody needs to live in the West, like live, if you're in the US, you need to, everybody visiting, everybody coming, like you kind of need to go like live in the West Coast for a little bit and the East Coast and see the difference and see the different cultures and all that. It's just like it's like a whole, you got to think of how small Europe is with all those, but in America, in a way, like Texas is so different from California.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it is like different worlds for sure.
Yeah, it's different. It's totally different worlds. And I enjoyed my time over there, but I think everybody should like
Yeah,
just
no,
go
for
over
sure.
there. And it was cool living there. I remember the first time seeing cholos, and I was like, I thought it was something in a movie. I was like, wow, look at this. Wow.
It's kind of how I
This
felt
is real? Like I thought it was
when I
something
first, it's how I felt with the Jewish people in Brooklyn.
really?
With the big hats and the
Yeah. Oh,
like short
you
dresses.
don't have Hasidics over.
No, no.
Wow. In Miami, they have Hasidics and they have it in LA too. Oh, so
Oh,
you're like, wow, this is real?
yeah. It's like Hasidics and cholos are like a Hasidic cholo would be very funny. They're just like,
No, but the
oh, I'm
socks.
trying to cut off your foreskin, essay.
Oh, I'm trying to cut. Oh my
There's a
God.
sale on yarmulkes.
Oh my God. I don't think that would be possible.
Let's go build a tunnel, fool.
Oh my God. Built a tunnel. But no, they had the socks up to their knees. And I was like, wow. But
Yeah,
I did like, I will say though, I love the Mexican culture. And I always tell guys like the best type of woman to be with is a Mexican woman because she'll clean, she'll cook for you, and she'll do
and she'll
everything.
stab you in your sleep.
No, I don't. You know what? That really pisses me off when everybody, that's mostly Colombian women that'll do that shit to you. Like,
Yeah.
not all, I hate that would go, oh, I like a spicy girl. Oh, and she gets jealous and what? That's not every fucking Latin girl. That's just
No,
what
but
white
there's a
guys,
lot of them.
well, no, but that's what white guys like. They have this like novella fantasy. And I
Yeah.
think like some guys are literally beating off to novellas.
Well, I think a lot of it too is like machismo. You know what I mean? I think
No,
like
I'm talking about the white men that fetishize the Latin woman.
right.
That
No, that's what I'm saying
I
though.
think it's something insecure that they want a woman jealous, so they seek out a Latina woman. The Mexican women aren't as, they're not, I find that they're not, they're good wives, they're good girlfriends, they're probably the best out of all the Spanish cultures as
Yeah.
women.
And you're
Like,
not biased on that at all.
no, I'm not even Mexican, but I'll say that. But the crazy ones tend to be, and I just know the Colombians.
Yeah.
People are gonna get mad at me, but the Colombian women seem to be the craziest. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Cuban, and
Okay.
so I got a Cuban woman will just stab you. I mean, no, Cuban woman wouldn't stab you. But I just that whole where they get fuck
So
you.
what do you think the stereotype should be for Mexican women?
No, they're what I'm saying, they're the best wives, girlfriend.
Oh, best girlfriends, wives.
Best girlfriend, best wives, the best out of all the Spanish
Like they're
cultures.
more loyal or they're more like
Oh
they
yeah,
take
they're gonna clean for you, they're gonna cook, they're gonna be right, they're right there for you. And
like they take
like
care of you.
if you need a wife, if you want a wife, okay,
Right.
as a man, and you want a
Right.
woman that's gonna cook and clean, but bitch, you better support her. Do you
Right.
understand? Like, if you want a woman that's going to take care of the house, take care of the kids, take care, and I'm not trying to be like somebody, oh, that's somebody wants to counsel me for saying that they're good women.
Right.
Mexican women are just good women. Like all my Mexican friends, they're good women, like very good people, you know? And the men too, I feel safe with them. Like I feel safe with Mexican men, but when we go to other Latin cultures, I happen to notice that every Colombian woman's like super jealous
Really.
or super corny or what, like super, like
Well,
I
I
have
mean,
known some that aren't, not each and every one, but I'm saying I've encountered a couple of them that are like, whoa, but I think white guys will go look for one that's real jealous. And I think it's a thing to make them feel good about themselves.
right.
You
They
know what I
want
mean? They want a woman that's going to sweat him, like,
right to make him feel
right.
important and
And me,
special.
and like, I noticed with guys in the past with me, I'm like, bitch, go right ahead and do what you got to do. I don't care.
Yeah, like
Cause I'm gonna
white.
go do what I'm gonna do. My attitude is I'm gonna go do whatever I'm gonna do and walk out with some money,
Right.
like and make
Right.
you cry at the end of the day. You want to play that game?
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like white men go after Colombian women for the same reason that I like love my cat, where it's just like
love your cat.
Like it just makes me feel like I'm the most important man in the world.
Yeah, that's what it is. They want somebody to
They want a puppy.
yeah, that's what it is. You know
It's
what
like
I'm
a puppy
saying?
girl. It's like a dog
Right.
brain, to quote
Right. But
Shane
I've
Diller.
noticed I kind of hate when they're like, "Oh, I like Latina and she's spicy and she argues back and she wants me." As if you're a man, right?
Yeah.
Pretend you're my son for a moment. You don't
Okay.
want that type of bitch, okay? You
All
don't
right.
want that girl that's going to get jealous, that's going to start problems or cause fights.
Right. Right. Right.
I'm going to tell you, like, son, if she's starting fights, if she's throwing up hands, because you're almost young enough to be a son, almost young enough by a
If you
couple
had me
years.
when you were
Right. If I would have had you, yeah. But like, I would have don't date that type of girl that's going to cause drama. Date a woman that's secure, that's going to push you up and bring
you
you
could be
up.
you could be my mom if you had me at the typical age
14.
that Mexicans have.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, because you're 33 or 32. How old are you?
30, I'll be 34 in a couple months.
Oh, okay. But like, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that kind of makes me mad when the guys are like that. Cause I'm just like, that for a man, that's not really healthy. If you need a woman that's going to be jealous and prevent you from working or going places or just going about your life all the time, if you're going to be a man, you're going to be with a girl, you could be respectful to her, right?
Right.
And but if you're with a girl and she's jealous or has to check on stuff or like this, every time I'm in a Uber with a Dominican guy, he's on the phone, and I hear them in Spanish, talking. Oh, they're mujeres con moreno en me caro. Yeah, sí, yo voy
Yeah.
to Queens. I hear them what they're saying. They're reporting how old.
Yeah.
They start saying I'm old. I'm like this motherfucker. Like they don't know how to speak Spanish.
No, she's ugly. I don't even
Yeah,
like her.
I've heard that. They're on the phone the whole
She probably
time.
smells like it. I don't even like
Yeah,
her.
like they're on the phone the whole time. Every time I'm in the car with a Dominican guy, he's talking on the phone with a woman.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
hear him like talking like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the Dominican guy having to be on the phone with a girl or vice versa. But
Right.
when you're dating a girl, and again, I'm gonna treat you like a son. When you're with a girl, whatever, when you work, you work. You
Yeah.
understand? And you bring home the money, and you don't want to be in a relationship where a woman's going to prevent you from going further into life. You want to be with, you know what I'm saying? But
I
in
feel like
return,
if I was going to reverse the roles on you, and I'm gonna be, you're gonna be my daughter, and I'm
oh
gonna give you
God,
advice on
you
men.
can't you can't play that. I'm older. I gotta, oh, you're gonna,
Yeah, no. It's all right though. It's like a time travel scenario
okay.
where I came back and I was like, I'm your dad from the future or from the past, and I found out that you're fucking bad dick, so I'm here to save you. But like, I think the best guy would probably be Canadian. I think
Oh
Canadian
yeah.
guys would be like,
I love Canadians. How did you know that?
yeah, see, I
I
told you.
love Canadian guys. Oh, I love Canadian
Because they're
guys.
just the nicest guys. There's
Oh, they're
no
so
like,
nice. They're
there's
such
no
nice
edge to
guys.
them.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah.
And they
You
live
would
in
tell
the
a
freezing cold so they can like, they're capable, you know what I mean?
yeah, I like Canadian guys. Oh, yeah. I like Canadian guys. I've always had good experience with Canadians. And they're
But I
so
feel,
open and free, not like Americans.
but they're not sexual at all. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, they are.
Like I
You
feel
don't
like
know
a Canadian,
that.
like I feel
Oh,
like
they are. Oh, they
like
are. Oh,
Canadian to me is just like, it's like a hand job. It's just like
you've
a
had the
hand job from
wrong
a guy that
Canadian woman then. Oh,
like
yeah, they're little
Canadian. I feel like
Canadians
Canadian
are
pussy
freak.
is just,
Are you kidding me?
it's just like a hand job from a guy named
Uh,
Hank, and he's just like,
They have
"Do you want
like
me to spit on it, there, bud?"
no
Oh, I
Canadians
don't
are,
mean to
but you're
jerk
right
you off
about
too
that.
fast,
But
there, buddy.
what I'm just saying is like don't that whole with the Latina woman, it gets me kind of pissed off. And it's always white guys that are fetishizing us.
Well, I think, like I said, I think an accent has a lot to do with it. Because, like I said, Canadians, it's not a very sexy accent. Where it's just
I
like, "Oh,
like
I'm
it.
gonna make you call me daddy, there, fella." Like it's just not very hot. We're like Latino women, they got like a spicy kind of like way that they talk, and it seems more passionate. You know what I mean? Like there's certain accents that are sexy and certain accents that are not sexy. Like what accent? Like do people think an Irish accent doesn't get you all
Oh, no,
horny? Like
no, no,
right?
no.
Like there's
I
certain
live,
ones
you
that are just
see, you, oh, right where I live, you know all those people.
right. Like or like Japanese. It's not like a super like hot Japanese
I
accent.
did like a Korean
You're
guy
getting my
once.
penis hard.
I did like a Korean guy once. I
Really?
did. I did.
Did he have an accent?
No, no, he
What's
didn't.
the hottest accent to you?
I do like the Montreal.
Montreal. Wait, what? That's kind of like
Montreal,
French.
hold
That's
on,
like
hold on.
French,
Let me
right?
think. Hold on, let me think for a second. I do like British.
Oh, from Montreal.
I like Montreal,
Yeah,
British.
see, that's a very sexy one because you just got to think about like
Yeah,
saying something.
Montreal. Yeah.
If you say something sexy in that accent, does it sound good?
Let
like
me
a
think
French person
whatever.
being like, "Oh, I will eat your pee." Like it sounds good. But if you have like a
I
British
rather
guy,
hear you. I will paint your house.
I will what? I will
Paint
pay.
your
I'll buy you a
house.
house.
Paint, oh
I
yeah.
will
Oh yeah,
pay for
yeah. That's
your
sexy.
mortgage.
Oh yeah. Well, no, we
Yeah,
don't like
your
I
dirty
will buy
talk
your
is just like
co-op. I'll
my
buy you
credit
2 bedroom
score is
co-op.
750.
Huh?
Like your dirty talk is just people being like, I have a terrific credit score and I will
Well,
rub your
no,
feet.
not credit score, but not
I
credits.
make over $400,000 a year.
That's not too, not, depending on what state they're from and how much taxes they pay.
Damn, you're
I'm
in
so that you don't understand. I know money. I took I took statistics
yeah.
in college. So right away I know like I know money and I know people who have my uncle is
Also
very
not the sexiest
people that really have money like my
people with
uncle.
statistics.
My uncle is very well off. He's
There's a
talking to me
50%
about
chance
going
that
to
I'm poor.
Vegas and it's like it's he's talking and he doesn't want to leave the dog, right?
Mhm.
And he's talking about staying in downtown Vegas.
Right.
And then he's scared to go and he hasn't taken a plane since before 2001.
Really.
Yeah. And he does
It's,
this. People that have money don't do you don't they don't travel much. They don't look like they have money. That's the
so
thing that girls are stupid about.
yeah, it's very easy to look like you have money,
Yeah,
especially
and then
on
this
like
is the
social
thing you'll
media.
see like to me there's always warning sign if somebody like travels way too much. I'm like that's kind of unattractive unless they're doing it for business. If they
Right.
have a if they're a comedian they travel a lot, okay, that's different, right? Comedians have a pass, they can travel. But if it's somebody that is not 1099, right, and here we are talking about
Right.
taxes, and they are traveling a lot, they have a brick and mortar job and they travel a lot, that just screams credit card debt for me.
Right. Right. Right.
And some girl like I don't know, people don't. Also there was a book which is on my Amazon influencer list to read. It's called The Millionaire Mind,
Uh-huh.
and I read that in my 20s and it's absolutely like you should read it. It's you really need to read it.
Yeah.
Open up your brain to it. I tell everybody about, but people that really have money, there's certain habits they don't do.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why honestly,
yeah.
like what you're saying about like when people present like they have money and then they don't,
They
that's kind of
don't.
like why I dress so kind of like dirtbally because it's like then there's no expectations of like nobody's into me for my money. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
make sure of that by how I present myself. So it's just like then if I do buy them anything, it's like, okay, I know they're into me and not like
yeah, yeah.
anything.
Well, that's the way you should be. Good. That's a very good trait. Look, I'm talking to you again like you're my son. That's very good. They should accept you for that, not for what you have. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
And honestly, chicks aren't really in that. Like most girls I find would
materialistic.
rather have somebody that's a good time than just someone that buys them things they don't like being around.
Mm.
You're like, not me.
Well, no, I'm old and washed up, and I'm content going to bed at 10 p.m. every night. Don't
Oh my
make
God, I wish I could. If I
you
was
can't go to sleep early.
no, I'm out always doing shows and
Oh,
mics
and
and
open
shit.
mics and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you're getting this is going to be your first time producing too.
Well, I used to produce shows back in my home club, but my first
Oh,
my
you did.
first
Okay.
show, yeah, my
But was
first show in
it
New
was
York
it
was
easy because you knew all your friends or whatever?
yeah, and like it's kind of the only ticket in town, you know what I mean? Like it's the only comedy club. So like it's not that hard to kind of like get shows to sell and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's kind of like you live there, you
Like
can,
there's no competition, you know what I mean?
there's no
Like
competition.
there's no other comedy clubs. So like, you know, if you want to see comedy that night, that's the place to go do it.
Oh,
And they're a great club, don't get me wrong. Like it's one of the best clubs in the country. They got two rooms, one's 300 seats, the other's like 150. It's like a really nice,
oh.
but like it's definitely different than New York City.
Now, did you feel overwhelmed when you first came to New York City?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a lot. Like I kind of like I don't know. I've been doing it for a while, so and I've worked with a lot of headliners and stuff. So like I kind
Mhm,
of knew people already, but like it is just a whole nother ball game than like any other city in the world as far as like you know. There's just so much competition, and there's so many people that already have like huge followings that you just
mhm.
you know
And that's
it might
what you need to work on. Your
yeah
fault.
because it's like in a small town you just got to be funny. Where like
Mhm.
when you go to a big city, it's like you got to be funny and you got to be able to sell tickets right away.
Yeah, and that's
So
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to work on people, and it's like, passing the word and all that. And then on top of that, our date of July 3rd.
Yes, which by the way, July 3rd, Cuckold Comedy. Come out, buy tickets. It's gonna be such a fun time. And
We have
I want to
six.
take the time to like explain it what it is. Like the concept of the show is basically that like it's like a showcase where there's six comics and I believe all headliners. Um, and
You believe all.
oh well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know some of the comics you booked. I've never seen them
Tracy,
before.
you don't know Tracy
No, I don't know Tracy. Well, I
Harnaza?
mean,
She's
but
famous.
is she? Well,
Yes.
I'm a jerk then. But my point is that
She's famous.
it's a great lineup of
And
killer
Christy
comedians.
Miller, both of them, which were mentioned on Joe Rogan. the
Oh well, there you
no,
go. Yeah,
I was sitting here one day and they said Tracy's name. I was like, and I got
that is pretty
excited
cool.
because we share the same editor, and then Christy was the second episode, and I was like,
It's
so
kind of like with me. Like I'd opened for Shane Gillis a couple times, and then when I saw him starting to get all over Rogan, it was just like, whoa, this is crazy. This guy's
yeah,
blowing up. But so the idea is that uh, you come to the show and you buy a ticket, and if you get the ticket and you want to be part of the raffle, you can get a raffle ticket, and there will be three people that we draw up in the raffle to become the cuck of the night. And the idea is that we're going to like kind of interview you and determine the crowd will vote and determine who the cuck will be, and we'll bring them up on stage into our cuck chair, and the comics will be able to come out and interact with them. They can interact with you, you can interact with them, or you can ignore each other. Like however you want to treat your cuck is however they're going to do it. And it's going to be a ton of fun, and it's going to sell out too. So you want to get tickets now because they're going to be cheaper getting them online than at the door. So definitely come down on July 3rd and check out the Cuckold Comedy Show. And I mean, Shade Durina is going to be there. He's an absolute killer. Andrew Chavone, Jeremy Pinsley, Tracy, I forget it,
Daniel,
Daniel Parafan, who is a hilarious comic out of Queens. Um, he
who
lives
goes
the same
viral
thing
all
as
the
I
time.
do. Yeah, and then me and Marcela, we're gonna host it. So it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm super excited about it. Um, but yeah, July 3rd, get your tickets.
Yeah, the day before 4th of July.
Yeah,
But people be
celebrate
in
with your
town.
freedom like how the forefathers would.
Yeah, they would sit in the chair and just take it.
Like, yeah.
Great concept.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. And if we can pack it out and have a good show, it'll be a monthly, so it'll
Yeah.
have new comics every month, new cucks every month. It'll be a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, and they can buy. Is it standupnewyork.com?
Standupnewyork.com.
We got to
We have links on
memorize the
our
website.
Instagram, Cuckold Comedy Show on Instagram. Please follow that. That'll have all of our dates, times, comics, clips of comics that are going to be on the show. So follow that. Um, But yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be honestly, it's gonna be like a party. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Like I think the energy is gonna be a blast.
Yeah. And then hold on, come here. Come here.
Is the apple giving you trouble?
No, she just woke up. And then we'll have little Apple. No,
Oh, she's
little
so
Apple.
cute.
Look how cute she is. She woke up and then I've got to take her out. Did you eat
Oh,
food? So she's been a handful lately.
and she's what? How old now?
6 months.
Oh man, just a little baby.
Yeah. And she's an Aquarius.
Oh, really? So she's
Yeah.
feisty.
I don't know about feisty, but she likes a lot of
I don't know anything
attention.
about.
Well, no, but
Oh, so she's wet.
what do you mean? She's a water sign. She's a water barrier.
She's a slut.
They are though. They, oh, watch out, watch out. No, they are for that sign.
Really?
I've noticed that though, because my friend, you know who my best friend is.
Yeah. Barack Obama.
Barack Obama. He's a Leo.
How do you know that? This is crazy. If I just
Because
name people, do
Bill
you think you
Clinton
would
was a
know?
Leo. Um,
What about Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know what he is.
That
Listen.
would be funny. You know, it would be a funny segment, Marcella, is
Uh-huh.
if you did like doing the astrology signs of just like the worst people in history, like going
Oh
through
my
like
God. Well, wait a minute. Jeffrey Epstein is,
Hitler's astrology
hold
chart.
on. He's January 20th. But I think
Epstein.
hold on. Let's see what's January 20th. That's his birthday, right? I
Okay.
believe that's Capricorn because it switches.
So what's the trait of Capricorn?
They, hold on.
They're
Oh
like
my God. He's an
they're
Aquarius.
big secret tellers.
He's an Aquarius.
He
It
is
starts
kind of a little
January.
slut.
Jeffrey Epstein is the 20th. Oh my God.
That would be a funny thing to do though, just like do astrology charts for all of the worst people in history. Just like what Hitler's astrology
Don't I
chart
think
was.
he's a Aries Taurus.
Yeah,
Let
that
me
makes sense.
yeah, he's a oh, because no, you know what? He is an Aries Taurus because my daughter was due at the time, April 20th. My daughter was due April 20th. And I had a Jewish doctor and I was miserable pregnant. And I said, you don't want my daughter born on Hitler's birthday. And I manipulated my OBGYN.
To not have it be that day.
And yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, because he's April 20. Oh my God, yeah. She was due April 20th. I remember. So
Yeah, he
because
was.
it's the cusp. Yeah, now that yeah. Oh my God. Because she was, that's what, because I remember that my friend going, that day is terrible. Whoever was born in April 20th.
He's
And
Aries.
I had a C-section because my daughter was April 13th. And I remember like I was trying to hold like I was miserable. I was on bed rest. I was like, oh God, I hate
Yeah,
people.
Hitler who had racism rising, tolerance in retrograde.
That could be a whole podcast of going through their zodiac
Yeah, going through
or
the worst
reading
people.
their because I learned with it's not just the planets, it's their houses.
Really.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be fun to go through and
Because I
see.
was wondering why, like, there is a certain type of man that I like, and I'm like a Taurus, Venus, and Mars.
Okay,
And she said like it has to be like a muscular, like play sports with arms or that type of guy that I'm
right.
really
So like
yeah.
hot guys.
Huh?
So like hot guys, basically.
Well, one of my husbands played for UCLA.
Yeah, there you go. It's just
But
funny to me to be like, well, I'm a Gemini, so I'm really into like
well, no, no,
hot,
no, 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 no.
strong.
But it's your planet, your Venus, your Mars, and all of that other stuff, which play a part. And but the two Taurus. Oh, and then what else did it say about the two Tauruses in me? Something else that made just total sense. Oh, if somebody's gonna give me drama or whatever, or like be a headache or be jealous or play games or like that, try to make me jealous, I'm gonna be like, okay, bye.
Right, right.
Yeah, which is pretty much okay. You want to like guys that are like, I'm gonna go here and look what I'm gonna do or whatever. I'm like, okay, guess what I'm gonna go do.
I feel like I'm so poor that like I am just every star sign. Like I'm so poor that I can be compatible with anybody that has money.
Libra,
Yeah,
just yeah.
I'm an astrological slut. Like I can just be any sign.
Well, no, Libras are they, what is it? Libras are known as lovers, but they get indecisive.
That's far too accurate for me to be comfortable with.
Yeah, that you guys get indecisive.
Oh, get out of my head, Marcela. What the
And
fuck?
then, but I think, no, Diddy was a Scorpio. I thought he was a Libra for a long time. I think he's a
Yeah,
Scorpio.
he was definitely didn't have a problem with being indecisive.
Oh, yeah, he
He
didn't.
is as
He was,
decisive as
but he's a Scorpio. Well, let's look at him. Now I'm like terrible people like you. That
yeah.
would make a good
What was Bill
podcast.
Cosby? What was Bill Cosby's star sign?
Let me see. Bill Cosby Zodiac.
Like
Oh my
known
God.
for being deceitful.
That was Zodiac. Hold on. He's a Cancer.
Oh, yes, you could say
But
that.
cancers are sneaky like that. Cancers are, I could see it.
Yeah,
Cancers are not all cancers, but I feel like a cancer is good to have in a family, like as a family member.
right. Because they like
They're
they have
always
the
to me, yeah,
family's
my
best interest
grandfather
in
was a
mind.
cancer. I kind of understand them, but they're sneaky.
It is very funny to like try to if someone doesn't believe in astrology, and you're like, well, if astrology is not real, then why is Jeffrey Epstein an Aquarius? You ever think about
Yeah,
that?
I didn't think about that. But I think, wasn't he doing more manipulation than anything else of people?
I don't know. I think he was just kind of like paying people to do shit for him.
Oh, we'll
I don't know.
never
I
know.
didn't watch the documentary.
Was it good?
No, I said I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay. I got to watch some other stuff. But well, thank you for coming on,
Yeah,
for
thanks
me
for having
dragging
me,
on.
man.
Thank you for being prepared like a good comic.
I tried my best.
You did good. And accept the collaboration post. Don't be a cocky, because I've had people cocky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
No, don't
and
worry. I need every
and
collaboration
I
post
don't
I
pick the
can get.
clips. How I don't pick the clips. I leave it up to my editor.
Okay,
So be aware of what you said.
that's fine. You can't cancel someone that doesn't have a career.
Well, no. I had somebody with no career like refuse to accept a collaboration post.
That's wild.
And had like, and I didn't like it because I wasn't talking about comedy. You chose or whatever, and I came back at her.
Yeah, that's weird. No,
Yeah.
I'm very
And
excited.
asked to be on the podcast. That's another thing. And
She asked to be on.
she asked to be on it, right?
That's funny. You
Asked
gotta tell me who it is after the episode.
asked to be on it. Then they were in charge of this group, Latinas Acting Up or something, where all these actors, because she was going to SAG protest, but she's non-union. And she had the nerve to she didn't accept the collaboration post, didn't promote it, didn't do nothing, right? Which
Yeah,
is like, and she had like 2,000 followers. And she shamed a girl for sharing something that she like some app, this girl, she shamed her in a way, or was writing all this shit. You know, those moderators, they're fucking crazy. And
right,
so I came back at her and I gave her a little bit of a, and then she kicked me out of
right.
the group. And I was nice about it and just said, listen,
Well,
I know you're new to LA. You've been there less than a year and you're non-union, but you need to
right.
learn about proper collaboration and PR.
I mean, it's just crazy to not want anybody with more followers to collab with you. Like, why wouldn't you want that?
Because I noticed this when you've been in the game a while, but I've noticed this. I've only had like one other comic too. And then I just told her something and she got it, you know. But I
Mhm.
think when new people, they're not what you put out there PR, like that's why in the beginning I always ask everybody what is off the table and I won't discuss it.
Oh, so it's just more of like she was not proud of
No,
the.
she wasn't talking, she wanted a clip only to talk about her comedy career
Oh, okay, yeah.
and her going to
Yeah,
open mics. Like, come on.
no, you don't. You gotta wait till you have a little bit of a
Yeah,
career
like
to be
bitch,
able to be
you're
sneaky.
nobody. You're
Yeah,
nobody.
yeah.
You know. And
No, I would accept a collab post from Apple at this point.
oh, you would? Apple's
Yeah,
got, yeah, Apple's got
if
a good
Apple
following.
wanted to collab with me, I'd be
We'll
happy.
have you collab with Apple. Like,
Yeah, Apple and me, I'll post everything through them.
yeah, Apple's got a good following. Yeah, but that's what, like, that's what you got to do, build up your social media, not get cocky, not get, but what happens, you don't have it in New York so bad, but in LA, this is the downside of LA. You get people that are fake, that are just trying to make it any kind of way, and they'll be sweet and they'll be nice and they'll
Everybody's
edge the
kidding.
way on, and then they'll like, and they have an interior motive. In New
Right,
York, we'll just like can tell you you're a piece of shit.
right, yeah. It's a little bit more like hard to get used to, but it's more genuine. So once you get used to it,
Right. And then
it's
we're
easy
like
to navigate.
like, yeah, the people I brought on the show have been people that have been good to me, that I've
Yeah, it's
known.
kind of like dating it. It's like kind of like dating an Italian girl and like meeting her family. So like at
Yeah,
first you're like, this
exactly. You
is a
said it
lot, but
right.
then you're like,
You said
oh,
it
they're
right.
like the warmest people in the world.
Yeah. And LA is, I do like, there's a lot of creative people and all that, but then you get a lot of phony people.
LA is like dating Southern Christians, where
Oh,
like
yeah. Yeah.
their family is like, oh my God, y'all, we love you. But then as soon as they leave, they're like, she's a slut and we don't, she ain't going to heaven.
Yeah. That's exactly, yeah, that's LA. Yeah.
Yeah.
You summed it up right. Can you please tell my followers where they can follow you?
Yes, go to at Justin Brown Comedy on Instagram. That's pretty much, or also on YouTube at Justin Brown Comedy. That's where most of my stuff
And you need
is
to
right
make a
now.
Twitter X, by the way.
I'm gonna make a Twitter and I'm gonna start posting more on TikTok. But for right now, it's all at Justin Brown Comedy. That's what it's all at. So if you're searching me, just search for that. Thanks again, Marcela. This was a blast.
Okay. And now, my name is Marcela Alonso, and if you'd like to see this episode and many more episodes, you can go to marcelasobella.com. Want to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram? It is Marcela Sobella. Thank you so much again, Justin, for coming on Sunday Funday.
Thanks.